Hi folks, in this video we are going to look at section 4.1, example 6. We have been told to order the following from least to greatest. So we have a list of mixed radicals and entire radicals, and we have to compare their values. That is difficult to do when they're written in such different ways, both as mixed and entire radicals. So what we really need to do then is change how they're written into a form that's easier to compare. We can choose to write them all as entire radicals, and then we can just compare the individual radicands, or we can write them as decimals. I'm going to start by writing them as entire radicals. So starting with 2 times the square root of 5, I'm going to write that as, well, I know if I want to put 2 inside the root sign, then I write that as 2 times 2 times 5. And that is the same, if I multiply those factors, I know that's the same as 2 times 2, which is 4, times 5, which is 20. Great. Let's do the next one. Well, it's already done for us. It's just the square root of 59, so I don't need to do any more work with that. Looking at 3 times the square root of 6, I know that I can rewrite that as 3 times 3 times 6, and that is the same as 3 times 3, which is 9, times 6, which is 54. Okay, just one more. 4 times the square root of 3. And again, if I rewrite this, I know that's the same as 4 times 4 times 3. And that is the same, well, 4 times 4 is 16, times 3 is 48. So now I can compare each of these entire radicals. And now I just am going to really focus on the inside, on the radicand, and I can see that 20 is the lowest number. So that would be our first one. And then the next lowest number would be 2, and then 54, and then 59. So this to me seems like the order of least to greatest. Let's compare what we get when we write them as decimals. So 2 times the square root of 5, if you put that into your calculator, you will find that the answer is 4.47 if we round off. And the square root of 59, if you put that in your calculator, you would find that it's the same as 7.68 approximately. And 3 times the square root of 6 could be written as 7.35. And last but not least, 4 times the square root of 3 could be written as 6.92. So in each of these cases, we've rounded off to 2 decimal places. So now let's compare these numbers. Obviously, 4.47 is our lowest number, followed by 6.92, 7.35, and last but not least, 7.68. Notice the same order that we established when we compared them as entire radicals. So that tells me then that I know the final answer, if I could just write a concluding statement from least to greatest, would be 2 times the square root of 5, and then 4 times the square root of 3, and then 3 times the square root of 6, and finally the square root of 59. And that's in order from least to greatest.